What's up, guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Dishonored! So, all is not well in the city of Dunwall, ladies and gentlemen. The Empress has been murdered by a collaboration of the Royal Spy Master and the High Overseer, and we were framed for it, so... but they will soon learn not to underestimate Corvo Atano, as we have escaped Cold Ridge Prison, and we are now in the sewers. And there are rats. You guys are about to witness the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in a video game. Here it is. People getting eaten alive by rats. And I will try to not show that in as much detail as I can because it is horrifying and I don't think anyone wants to see that. So yeah, that's one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen in a video game. Not to say this game is exceptionally violent, although it is. And it is also not to say that it is exceptionally gory, even though it is. But nothing really quite got my attention like that did. So, and you know what's even more disturbing about that? That is a weapon. Like, that is a power that we can use ourselves later in the game. And that will be explained later. There's a bunch of rats going to eat that corpse over there. You can hear a musical, you can hear a music cue whenever a large swarm of rats like that that's dangerous is approaching. And it gets louder the closer they get, so I'll just hop to the other side to avoid them. You can kill the rats, and they do not count as kills in a no-kills run like I'm doing. And part of chaos is the more people you kill, the more plague victims there are, and therefore the more rats there are. So that can be useful to your advantage in combat if you are killing people, but it's otherwise inconvenient in every other way. There's also the possession power allows you to take control of a rat. But we'll go into that later, I'm sure. Again, I'm not going to show off any of these powers because this is a no kills, no upgrades run. I'm not going to be getting any of that stuff. So this part, I found to be kind of tricky without a lot of firepower. I think we have a grenade right now we could throw at the rats, but instead I'm just going to drop this corpse down here, wait for them all to go run over to it, and then just open the door that way. I'm never going to fire this pistol. Yeah, there's only so much I can really demonstrate in this type of run, but again, I can always save it for the other run. Grappling onto chains like this is a big part of platforming. They're not very common, but you got to get used to the way the physics control when you're on one of these chains, because you jump, you know, as if you're from a standstill when you jump off of them. Oh, I just ran into a tripwire like a moron. Luckily, it didn't damage me very much for some reason, but... that was incredibly stupid. So anyway, greetings, Corvo. And there, I didn't get a chance to read that note there, but here we get our gear. The tools of an expert assassin. That is freaking awesome. So gone is that awful City Watch sword, and here is Corvo's folding hidden blade. Not to be confused with the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blades. I think this is far cooler, actually, than the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blades, but that's just me. Then we get this really cool animation whenever we pull it out. So that's the second of 4 different types of swords in the game. They don't really do any more damage than any other ones. I'm going to try to get past this tripwire here. One thing we can do with our sword, I'll demonstrate. You can do this with all different types of swords whenever I decide to actually do it. You can break through boxes and wooden obstacles like this. Here we go. And the crossbow is can be used for a silent takedown, and it can also be used at range. There's a scope mod for it, and it has interchanging different types of darts. So it's pretty much like crossbows are in a lot of modern games and a lot of stealth games, and you know, it's a lot like it is in Deus Ex and other FPS RPG hybrids like that. But in this game, it's very, very good. I think it's better in a lot of situations for stealth than the pistol is. Oh, come on! The LP curse is like hitting me like crazy with this game. I cannot even get back onto a ledge. Come on. Oh, I guess I just gave you guys huge ruinous spoilers by talking about the powers, because I realize we don't have any powers yet. So we'll go into that later. I'm sorry if I spoiled that. Forget I said anything. You can This is kind of like a tutorial if you wanted to throw those bottles to distract those guys. They will react to the sound, I believe, but not as much as in other stealth games, not like in Splinter Cell where you throw the can and the guy reacts. We can, however, drop down here and knock this guy out pretty easily. He has a pouch we can loot from him as well. What was I saying about the sleep dart? I'm sorry, about the crossbow. I will not be using the crossbow except for the sleep darts that come with it. And because this is a no upgrades run, I will not be upgrading the crossbow for the sleep darts. Because there's a combat sedative upgrade you can get that instantly knocks out a guy, which is very good for stealth. This section would be difficult if it wasn't for the fact that I could just climb up on these pipes right here and skip all of these guys. And it's also very critical when we get to the end here to jump in the water on the other side so they can't spot us. And you can go through this whole area completely undetected. Anyway, I will be using whatever sleep darts I have on me right now and whatever ones I find in the environment, but I will not be going out of my way to buy more. I might do it occasionally, but I'm not going to be going out of my way to find money to buy more. Let's put it that way. Whatever money I have, I can spend it on sleep darts, but that's about it. I'm not getting any upgrades. There's only a few times in the game where I will want to use the sleep darts as opposed to just avoiding a guy, and we'll talk more about that when it's relevant. So, we got an anonymous note from our allies telling us to meet them here. This must be the guy.
I'm Samuel, and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. They said you'd come out here. I can still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
Greetings, Samuel. Alright, and that is the end of the level. As you can see, we got they didn't kill anyone checked down there in the corner, and we got low chaos. So, and it shows you all the stuff you can collect in the level. We basically get graded on our performance at the end of the level, so that's how that works. And that's how you know that and that you can retry the individual levels like that if you messed up, or if you accidentally killed someone, or if you just want to try a different approach. So despite the fact that this game is immersive in its story and it does have some RPG elements to it, it is essentially, it's a little bit arcade style with the whole level selection thing and the whole scoring thing, because they want you to be able to, but that's just there because they want you to be able to try as many different approaches as you feel like, for the sake of replay value and for the sake of understanding the different aspects of gameplay styles in this game.
Break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart. Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
Alright, so let's find out whoever, we get our first achievement there for completing the first level. Let's find out who these people are that want us out so badly.
We can continue this later, Lord Pendleton. The man of the hour is here. Corvo, I'm Admiral Havelock. A true servant of the Empire, like you.
Kind of underwhelming.
Purge those of us who wouldn't recognize his claim on the throne.
And I'm Lord Trevor Pendleton. I represent the nobility in our little group. But we all act as equals here at the Hound Pits pub.
This is a momentous occasion, Corvo. I'm going to come out with it. We've been building a coalition of loyalists, aimed at ending the Lord Regent's tyranny and restoring the throne.
At risk of execution, we're committed to finding young Lady Emily and seeing her crowned as Empress.
We've got big plans, but we can't do any of it without you. We need your skills, your ability in a fight, and in helping us, we're going to help you destroy the men who murdered the Empress.
Sorry, you must be exhausted. We can discuss this further after you've recovered. But before you retire, you should introduce yourself to Piero. He's challenging at times, but his industrious mind buys him that right.
Yes, Piero's as much an artist as a technician. He's going to be crafting the gear you'll need. Go talk to him, and then get some sleep.
So the Royal Spy Master, the man that betrayed us, has now assumed temporary control over the Empire in the Empress's absence, and he is now known as the Lord Regent, and he is our main target.
I'll be crafting
But first
your
things
weapons
first.
and gear.
We need a
All
disguise.
custom work. For you, I will create the tools of a master assassin.
We also need to be very strategic about this, too. We can't go after him immediately. We have to go after some other rather important people first.
Wait. Will you get a new tank from upstairs, please, while I hold this in place? Careful. oil's unstable. When it explodes, there's a terrible mess.
So this is Piero's shop. He's got a lot of interesting things we can read here, and some couple items we can loot. He's also got a audiograph right there, a sonograph, whatever it's called, that you can play. This is a whale oil tank. This is part of the lore of the of this game, as I mentioned before. And we can pick it up and bring it down here to fuel his machine, and he's going to continue to use that to finish our disguise.
Here, see? The assassin's mask. You're a wanted man, so everyone in the city knows your face. But this mask will mean terror to them. If you just hold still, fit must be precise. There. Can you see normally? Some lens out of alignment. There. Better now? I could create more for you. Upgrades for your gear, weapons, munitions. But our situation here is desperate. Scavenge the city for valuables.
Excellent. This mask is perfect.
Tell me what I can make for you.
Okay, so Piero is basically our supplier with all of our tools and gadgets of the Master Assassin, and he is going to provide us with our shop in this game. So all the money we get lying around the environment, I'm going to went ahead and bought some more sleep darts there, like I said I wouldn't. We see how much stuff costs. Stuff is actually pretty expensive in this game compared to how much money we get, but there's a certain amount of money you can get per level, so you can always restart the level if you didn't get the max amount of money you could and do it over again to try to find everything throughout the level. A lot of it is loot that we... basically, they cut out the crap in this game, and he sells the stuff off-screen when you pick it up. So basically, you immediately get that item's, that loot's dollar amount worth, or coin amount worth, I should say, whenever you pick it up. So that's pretty nice. So after doing that, I'm not going to buy any of his other upgrades. So I'm not even going to go over them in this run through the game. We went ahead and went to sleep. This is our room up here. Oh man, something's not right about this. Where the hell did everything go? Wait a minute. These stairs look familiar. This looks like Dunwall Tower.
Hello.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Your life has taken a turn, has it not? The Empress is dead. Her precious daughter Emily is lost somewhere in the city, and you will play a pivotal role in the days to come. For this, I have chosen you and drawn you into the void. I am the outsider, and this is my mark. There are forces in the world and beyond the world, great forces that we call magic. And now, these forces will serve your will. Use this newfound power, my gift to you. Come find me.
Okay, so that was the Outsider, and he is a mythical being in this universe who has provided us with some magic powers. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me right now. We gotta keep it together. Okay. Anyway, okay. So the first power he's given us is the perfect power for the Master Assassin, to keep to the shadows and best utilize our environment against its physical capabilities. That is Blink, and it allows us to use a short teleport where you can move our marker over a area and it will teleport to that area completely unseen. The transition is completely seamless to all of our enemies, and they do not make line of sight contact with us when we are moving in that general direction. So it is awesome. It is one of the best stealth mechanics in a stealth game I've ever seen. It's phenomenal. And it is the only power we will ever get in this run, and is the only power we will ever need in this run. And we're basically seeing foreshadowing to things to come. There's some weepers, as they call them, plague victims, and there's some tall boys. They are very dangerous enemies, and we will go over them when they are relevant. I'll demonstrate here. When you move the blink marker over a wall like that, and you see the little up arrow there, that means you will grapple onto that ledge and climb up that ledge. So if it seems like it's too high, so you can't blink with your feet firmly on the ground, you can still grapple onto the ledge and climb up it. You have a mana gauge next to your health gauge. Allow it to recharge when you use blink, otherwise you'll be consuming it.
Follow. Your trials will be great, Corvo. Seek the ancient runes.
Much like in Bioshock with our Eve, we can consume items to restore that, so it's not a huge deal. But Blink consumes a very little amount of power compared to the other powers in the game, which consume a lot more. They consume almost your entire bar when you use them.
The heart of a living thing, molded by my hands. With this heart, you will hear many secrets, and it will guide you toward my runes, no matter how they may be hidden. Listen to the heart now, and find another rune.
So the Outsider gave us this extremely disturbing heart. And it looks very mechanical. So the heart resonates with all of the runes that have been inscribed with the mark of the Outsider. And it also resonates with the bone charms. The heart will speak to us, actually, if we squeeze it. And it will tell us information about the area that we're in. Rather vague information. And if we point it at a person, it will reveal all of their dark secrets to us. It'll whisper many cruel things into our ear. It's very interesting to listen to what it has to say if you have the patience for it. Like I said, this game is only really as long as you want it to be. Like, you can make this game a lot shorter than it really is by not doing those things, or you can artificially lengthen the game by absorbing yourself in more of the fine details, and that would be one of them. To listen to the heart, listen to the things it has to say, and get a lot more of the lore and the backstory and the information about some of the side characters, and it's really fascinating. It's definitely worth your time if you are willing to invest in it. I'm not going to be doing that for the Let's Play. We're just going to be ignoring the heart and putting it away, because I have to get this rune in order to progress with the plot and demonstrate what a rune is, and demonstrate that we can use it to upgrade our powers. Other than that, I'm not going to be picking them up, because I'm not going to be getting any upgrades, like I said. But we'll go over them anyway. So Dark Vision is the only one we can afford right now, and I highly recommend Dark Vision for anyone's first time through the game because it's cheap. You can get it right now with your very first rune, and it helps locate where enemies and items are in the environment. So if you've never played a level before, you can easily identify where the enemies are and better plan your stealth strategies. But if you've already played the game once before, I would skip Dark Vision altogether, because you already know where the enemies are, and I've already gotten used to the way the stealth mechanics work, so I would never bother to use it. Got our powers. I already mentioned the Devouring Swarm that summons a swarm of vicious rats to attack enemies. The Possession allows you to take control of a rat for a certain amount of time, which can not only allow you to move undetected through an area filled with enemies. Huh. You know, this city and all of its fucked up ways, it's really quite beautiful sometimes. What a nice sunrise. Anyway, I guess that wasn't a dream after all. So yeah, the Possession not only allows you to move undetected through an area, but it also allows you to go through certain paths through the level that only rats can get through, and those paths exist. You'll know them when you see them, but I've not actually discovered all of them because I rarely use the Possession. Then there's the Wind Blast, which will knock enemies back, and then the second level of it will actually kill enemies. And then, what else?
First off, I know that assassination.
There's got to be one more.
But sometimes good men.
Oh, there's Bend Time, which is also very good because it slows things down, as you'd imagine. But again, I can't be using. I would like to use that for a no kills run, but since this is a no upgrades run as well, I can't.
Act in shadow. Take them apart, piece by piece. Tonight, High Overseer Campbell dies by your hand. It won't be. There's
also passive abilities you can get with the runes, like increased health, increased movement speed. Those are the stuff like Vitality and Shadow Kill and stuff like that. Shadow Kill allows bodies from unaware enemies to disappear when you kill them. But again, I can't be taking advantage of any of that stuff because this run will not allow me to. That's perfectly fine.
We're counting on you. Another thing.
Alright, so we've spoken to Avril Havelock about our first objective. And our first target is going to be High Overseer Campbell. Yay! We actually get to assassinate somebody important. Which is going to be great because he was there and he looked us right in the eye when we were sitting there in Coleridge Prison, and now we're going to finally get our revenge. Ugh.
Corvo. Hello. I'm Callista. I work here for Admiral Havelock. I'm sorry to intrude on your business, but this is important. I suspect you're going to kill the High Overseer. That wretched man. There's really no reason for you to listen to me. But my uncle, Jeff Kernow, still serves as captain in the City Watch. But he's a good man, and my only family. The chatter in servant circles is that Campbell just took delivery of an exotic poison. And I think I know why. My uncle's not corruptible like the rest of them. Campbell is going to poison my uncle. Do you think you could protect him? You used to do that, right? Before you had your current profession. Before you became an assassin.
Yeah, we're some great protector, aren't we? Don't worry. Mr. Kernow will come out unharmed.
Just wondering, sir, if you thought about perhaps seeing Piero before venturing into...
Samuel, shut the hell up. I'm not going to go see Piero. I'm not buying anything. I have little money. And I don't need anything in this run. So take me to the distillery district.